Hello everybody, Fantasticairy here, back with another video. In this week's video, I'm going to be sharing with you a full-page illustration I've been working on. As you can see, the sketch is here, and it's a skeleton watering some flowers in a valley. So I'm going to share with you a little bit of my process. First things first, I got to make sure I layer on those base colors, and then I'll work from light to dark or more light values to darker values. So less saturation to more saturation. I started off with coating everything with a yellow first. I figured this would give it a little bit more vibrancy underneath the painting. And it's a safe color to work with, as you can put any kind of color over yellow and it'll still work as long as it's light in value. And then after the yellow, as you can see here, I'm adding in my red value. I wasn't sure what I was going to do for the sky, and I decided to do a rainbow kind of sunset or sunrise. I feel it adds a little bit more of a fantastical feel to this painting, and it sets up the skeleton as a character in a more magical environment, working with some primary colors, and then I added my blue going over top of the red, and then it just kind of creates a purple kind of tone underneath, and this worked out really well for the sky. After that, I'm going to add that yellow value to the flowers themselves. A lot of the sketch I don't really stick to, I kind of deviate from it, just like I do with my references and my other paintings when I'm doing studies. After I add my yellow value, I'm going to dot in some red tones and let the wet on wet technique do its thing. And then some blue as well, making it a multi-color kind of flower patch, blending with the sky. We can't forget about our watering can, and I kind of mixed a yellow with a Payne's gray to get this kind of greenish tone, making the can feel organic overall. Of course, I need to add those base colors in for our skeleton. I added in a little bit dark at first, and then I'll go over and I'll pick up that paint with my paintbrush, using my number 2 round paintbrush. Kind of just toning in where I think I want the light to land. In this painting, the light is very magical, almost like it's everywhere in the painting, but I still want to make sure the skeleton has a little bit more dimension to it. After those lighter values dry, I'm going to add in some darker values using the same tone. And then I had a little bit of fun adding in some water droplets coming off of the watering can. Going back to start detailing small details with my 0.5 paintbrush. I'm going over these purple flowers with a more of a saturated purple that I mixed with white to give it a creamier look. Kind of just using abstract shapes. So for this painting, I don't go for super realistic, more conceptual, so I'm okay with dotted in shapes, giving you the feel that there's flowers there. I then come in with some blue that I mixed with the white and kind of make the same shapes as the purple ones. Almost like they're the same flower, just different colors. There was lots of little shapes I had to make to fill in these spaces. And then to add more definition and contrast, I dotted in some darker purple. If you ever seen a lupin flower, they grow in the ditches around where I live, and they're very beautiful. I was kind of going for those kinds of shapes. Not completely accurate, but just enough to give it a little bit more feel and characteristic in style. I really enjoy painting this dark purple. It's very beautiful, and it really popped the flowers out a little bit more on this side of the painting. And now that's done, I'm going to add in some wispy flicks of grass with my 0.1 liner brush. Of course it's in a valley, so it's more natural, these wildflowers. And I wanted to create these wispy thin lines of grass just to add to that kind of story. Afterwards, I take my 0.5 brush and I'm going to dot in some leaves, or the idea that there's leaves there. It's nice to have that green in with all the colors because it just makes everything cohesive. You could say I went a little bit crazy in all of the colors that I used for this painting, but I don't regret it. It was a lot of fun. I use a sap green, and sometimes I'll mix it with a brown or a purple to get this darker value of green, adding some more contrast. And then our foreground elements, where I have the bigger flowers creating depth of field, kind of using this pink color that I created with my crimson red and my white color. And I'm just going to make these generic looking flower shapes, some big and some small. I'm going to let you guys enjoy the rest of this video for the final reveal, and I'll talk to you at the end with the final result. Please enjoy these clips with some music. this full page spread turned out. I'm really happy with all the colors and how everything just flows together. During the process, I wasn't loving the foreground flowers, but after it all came together and I trusted the process, it turned out okay, and I'm pretty satisfied with the result. I love the idea of a skeleton going to tend to the flowers in the valley. That's why I named this Tending the Valley. I'm pretty happy with this result. If you guys enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. If you want to see more, you can find me on the social medias and the link in the description below, as well as my print shop, where you can purchase prints, stickers, and artwork that I've done thus far, including the mini prints. They come with a little stand, it's super cute. You can also find all my full illustrations there, like this one, the Watchful. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I really do appreciate it. Your comments, it really makes my day when I read them. It makes me feel so good about making these videos and sharing my artwork. So I want to personally thank all of you for that. Videos are every Friday, and yeah, I'm excited to paint more with the rest of the summer that we have. It's already August, and that's crazy. It's been flying by so fast. Alright guys, this is where I say goodbye. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you next week. Bye bye!